What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Makhachev versus Bobby Green, right? I'm gonna go through this real quick here, guys. I'm gonna spend too long on Discord. Enough respect out to all my subscribers, everybody that donated to my PayPal. I really appreciate that. Also, maybe to check out my Patreon account for all my face-off predictions, prop bets, and hit the thumbs up button so this video get out. Okay. Jumping into this real quick, not gonna spend too long here, guys. First fight here we got Victor Altamirano versus Carlos Hernandez. Victor seems to have a taekwondo base on him, right? A lot of roundhouse kicks, a lot of spinning heel kicks, right? Hands down kind of vibe, kind of use that set down, the kind of shell defense, but it doesn't really do it that well though, right? We look for the submissions. Doesn't mind being off his back. His chin can be high at times, and he's gonna have the 3-inch of reach here, right? In my opinion, for what I've seen, he's kind of hittable, even though he has a taekwondo base. But like I said, you know, his head doesn't really move that well. He doesn't really have that good head movement. Okay, his opponent here, Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez, all his wins are by submission, right? Both these guys are coming off of the Contender Series. I'm correct. Hernandez here will look for the submission. He will look for the takedown also. And his striking, he keeps the pressure on you, right? He kind of come forward. We'll also look for the takedowns. But he can also get taken down too. But his main thing is his ground game. But his striking is not bad, and he more pushes forward with pressure, right? Victor has a 3-inch of reach on him here, so that's a little bit of advantage, right? But the guy that I'm gonna like here for the win, I'm gonna say Hernandez for the win here, guys, and I'm gonna say Hernandez by decision, but I'm not confident, guys. Okay, these are both Contender Series guys, also. Next fight here, guys. I'm going too far out there. Okay, here we are. We have Ramiz Brahimaj versus Micheal Gillmore. Ramiz here, all his wins are by submissions, man. He has 9 wins by submission. There's no knockouts on his record, but he can strike though, but his striking is not really high level. He will also gas out. Like I said, his striking is more just heavy-handed, right? But he will break under pressure, man. He's a guy that you really can't trust too much, right? Lost his fight against Court McGee. He lost to Max Griffin. He beat Sasha right here. You know, if he can get the fight to the ground quickly and submit you, then obviously he wins. A lot of first-round finishes for this guy. So this is a guy that, man, he comes in there and he will go for the double, single leg, take you down real quick and submit you. But he can't go no further than that. You know, if the fight goes out of the first round, he doesn't look good, and he end up breaking under pressure. Basically, he would drop the ball. This is a fight here, man, where, man, I'm not confident in this one at all. Zero confidence in this one. His opponent here, Micheal Gillmore, is coming off of not the Contender Series. Coming off the tough season there, tough season 29, right? He's been submitted 3 times though, so it's a tough fight because you have a guy that's been submitted 3 times here, and you have a guy in Ramiz who's gonna look for submission. He has, like what I said, 9 by submission. So, but then with Gillmore here, his thing is more striking, right? But he can get taken down though. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fight where it's like, man, if Gillmore can avoid the submission, then he can get, he can get Ramiz tired, and then he can beat him. Because if Ramiz doesn't submit this guy here, and the fight goes second, third round, then it's most likely that Ramiz could lose the fight, because Gillmore, in my opinion, is a better striker here. But again, he doesn't have a ground game. He can get submitted. It's a toss-up here, guys. I'm gonna go with Ramiz for the win here, guys. Just based on just more experience and the fact that, with Micheal Gillmore, he's been submitted 3 times. He doesn't really have a ground game. The cage is a smaller cage too that you need to take a look at too. You're dealing with a smaller cage here. So I'm going to go with Ramiz for the win here, guys. I'm going to say Ramiz by submission in the first round, but zero confidence in this pick. Zero. Alright? Next fight here, guys. We have Alejandro Pérez versus Jonathan Martinez. This is a tough one to pick. With Alejandro Pérez here, he's well-rounded, very experienced guy. Can get wild at time with his punches. He's more known to, land the punches on you. He will also look for submissions too. He's gonna have the speed advantage in this fight though. So he's gonna be the quicker guy, man. Against Martinez, Martinez is well rounded too. His takedown defense has gotten better, and I feel like with Martinez, he's a little bit more technical. You know, he mixed up a little better with the kicking and the punching. He mixed up the punches with the kicks with the punches, and more technical with the jab, right? With Alexandre Perez, he's more wild. He just comes in and throw overhands wild, but he's quick. You know what I'm saying? So, and we saw Martinez got knocked out by David Grant. And Alexandro is an experienced guy here, man. So, man, this is a fight where I'm not confident in either guy. 0. I could see Perez actually getting a win here. But the technicality from Martinez, if he can keep the fight long and just work the jab and avoid getting taken down, I could see him pulling off maybe a split decision here or a decision. But I'm not confident. But I'm going to go with Martinez for the win here, guys. And I'm going to say Martinez by decision, just for more of the activity. He's more active. With Alexandre Perez, when he fought Johnny here, he hasn't fought since 2019 after he got knocked out by Young Dong Sung. And against Johnny, he looked a little bit on the nervous side, but he was kind of wild in there. And Jarrett Martinez and Johnny is kind of similar in kind of skill set, but Jarrett Martinez is more durable. You know what I'm saying? And I guess more a fresher kid, right? So, yeah, I'm going Johnny Martinez. I'm going to say Johnny Martinez by decision, guys. All right? Not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have Terrance McKinney versus Farès Ziam. This is a fight that was supposed to happen way back, so I already had my breakdown for this already. With McKinney here, and McKinney is kind of heavy-handed, but he's a wrestling base on him, right? So he looks to like just move forward and land that heavy hand, but we come straight to the pocket too, right? Not the best fight IQ. Will get tired in the fight. He's mostly a first round finisher, so he will gas out if he doesn't really get the finish in the first round. So the longer the fight goes, it's going to favor Ziam. He's not durable. He's not a durable guy in my opinion. He can get flash knockdowns, can get hurt on the feet. Yeah, so that's basically it. His opponent here, Ziam. Ziam has a striking base coming out of K1. I feel Ziam's ground game has gotten a lot better. I feel Ziam's a better striker here. Ziam has a better fight IQ in my opinion. And I feel Ziam's just more durable here, man. The pick that I picked from way back was Ziam to win the fight. So I'm going to keep the same play here. I'm going to go with Ziam. I'm going to say Ziam by KO TKO, guys, in the first round. And I'm not too confident in this one. I'm kind of, so I'm like in between. But you know, if McKinney win this fight, it's gonna be more of the takedowns. But as I said, Ziam has his takedown defense has gotten better, and McKinney will gas out. He usually gasses out the first round, man. So I'm going Ziam KO TKO first round, guys. Next fight here we have Josiane Nunes versus Ramona Pascual. A lot of short notice fights in this card, guys. So Nunes here, she hits heavy, man. She got raw power, man. Heavy leg kicks, heavy-handed. She handles the height and reach of her opponents very well, though. I noticed that, right? Her fight against Bay was way massive height and reach over her, and she handled that very well. She has a lot of forward pressure too. She comes straight in because she knows that the height and reach of the opponent, if they're on the outside, then she can't win like that. So she just goes straight forward at you. But she throws heavy though. She packed power in her punches, raw power. Her opponent here is a short notice, Pascual. She's got the 5-inch of height on her though. But I see from Pascual, like I said, again, I was breaking down these fights. I'm not trying to disrespect any of these fighters. I'm just breaking down for what I see, just from my opinion, right? I could be wrong. But I feel that she's kind of hittable. She rides her chin kind of high. She will come forward and throw some punches, but her boxing is not, like, how can I say no? It's not for in the pocket, right? She's more like a one hit, then tie up and then throw knees. So she's not consistent throwing the hands like that. Nunes is consistent letting the hands go, like more boxing, right? And with Pascual, she's kind of slow at the movement. So Pascual will more throw 1-2 punch and then tie up and throw knees in the pocket. But Nunes want to be in the pocket. So short notice for Pascual. I'm liking Nunes for this one, guys. And I must say Nunes by KO TKO in the first round. Next fight here, guys. We have Ignacio Bahamondes, man, hopefully I didn't mess it up, versus Rong. Ignacio here, kickboxing base, very good kickboxing. He has a lot of tools on him, a lot of forward pressure, durable. He bleeds a lot though. I noticed that he bleeds easily too. He has a lot of striking tools though, spinning heel kick, he'll follow a spinning back kick, he works the punches with the kicks. He's going to have the 4-inch reach in this fight and the 6-inch of height, which is massive. We saw him use a spinning heel kick against Roosevelt Roberts in that fight, right? His opponent here, Rong. Rong has a striking base too, but he also can take this fight to the ground and look for submissions, right? He's accurate with his striking, but I feel like Ignacio is a more versatile on the feet when it comes to striking. But Zoo could be more well-rounded though because of the ground game. And I feel with Ignacio, he could get taken down, but from what I noticed, he's been working on his takedown defense and it has gotten better, right? But that doesn't mean that Zoo can't take him down. It all depends on the opponent who Ignacio is fighting, right? So if Zoo can close the distance and then go for takedown, he can pull off a decision over Ignacio. But man, this is a tough one to pick here, guys. That's the more well-rounded guy in my opinion is Zoo Rong here. But I'm gonna go with Ignacio here. I just feel Ignacio takedown defense, it has gotten better. And if he can use his striking with that reach he has in the height, he could keep Zoo on the outside and break him apart. So I'm going to go with Ignacio here for the win. I'm going to say Ignacio by decision, guys. I'm not confident. Majority of these fights on this card, I'm not confident with, guys. Because this is a kind of it's a kind of a tough card, man. So I'm just being honest with you. So be careful with it. And whatever you do, you know, that's on you. Okay? So nothing guaranteed. There's nothing definite here, okay? Next fight here we have is Gregory Rodrigues versus Arman Tsarukyan. Gregory Rodrigues here, to be honest, he's a more well-rounded guy here. But he's not durable though. Doesn't handle a hit too well. He's going to have the 5-inch reach and he's a BJJ black belt. And he will also gas out as long as the fight goes, he gas out. So if he goes past first round, he starts to get tired in the fight, right? And he slows down and he's going to be the slower fighter here. And his takedowns are, it's not consistent, meaning that in the first round he can get you down, but after the first round, if he doesn't submit you and he goes second, he's like he struggles with it, right? And he slows down and he gets dazed in the fight, and it just at points it just doesn't look that well, right? His opponent here, Armen is a heavy freaking striker and raw power. He has 6 by knockout. This guy can strike, man. I'm impressed with his striking, very technical. He's training at American Top Team too, so that's very important to know because then he's learning the ground. He's better in his takedown defense, which his takedown defense, from what I see, it has been getting better. Right against Kovalov right here, which was known for taking down. He's known to taking down guys and finishing them. He basically stuffed this guy takedown and knocked him out in the first round. And like I said, with Armen here, he's an American Top Team, which is very important to know because then he's training with a lot of guys with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills and wrestling. So he's going to be defending the takedowns, believe me on that, and he's going to keep this fight where he wants to keep it. I'm liking Armen for the win here. Armen is a way quicker fighter. He's pinpoint accurate, man. Unless Gregory catches him with a punch or possibly could submit him, maybe. It's a possibility because anything is possible with a smaller cage. So that's looking too. Gregory could come up with a good game plan, avoid the strikes, and put him against the cage and just pin him up. It's possible, man. Gregory more experienced guy too, in my opinion. But I'm liking Armen, man. I must say Armen by KO TKO in the first round. All right, not confident at all. Because of Gregory is more well-rounded and he can get the fight to go on BJJ black belt. So, but I'm liking Armen because of durability of Gregory's and then the speed advantage. And what I see from Gregory with the takedowns, he doesn't get takedowns like that. So I like it, Armen. He gets takedowns in the first round, but as the longer the fight goes, unless he finishes Armen in the first round, then there you go. Then the fight's over. But Armen, KO TKO first. Next fight here, guys. We have Arman Tsarukyan, I know I mispronounced that, versus Joel Álvarez. Armen here is a pretty well-rounded guy, but he wants this fight on the ground, man. This guy, ground game is pretty good. He has a strong wrestling base, The only guy he lost to in a long time was Islam Makhachev, which is like Khabib. He went to a decision with him, right? He has 5 by submission and wrestling based on him. This guy's wrestling is very, very technical. He has striking too, but his wrestling is top notch, right? His opponent here, Joel Álvarez. This is a good fight, guys. Joel Álvarez is pretty well-rounded guy too. And he also likes to ground. His striking is also not bad either. And his submission game is pretty good. He has 16 by submission. So majority of his wins are all by submission. He's going to have the 5-inch of reach and 8-inch of height. And he's going to be the better striker here. What he did against Thiago Mas was pretty impressive. Right? This guy is a finisher, man. 16 by submission. Alright, so I could tell you that Joel may be the underdog here. I haven't seen it, but he may be the underdog. But if he's the underdog, he's not a bad underdog pick here, because then he has 16 by submission, and Armen gonna want to take this fight to the ground because of reach and height advantage. So when him on the ground, there's a possibility that Joel can throw up submissions. Joel don't usually go for takedowns like that. He likes to be on his back because it's comfortable. He has 16 by submission. So there's a chance here where Joel could get a submission over Armen. It's possible. So this is a fight that I'm not confident, but I could see Armen grinding another win here. Smaller cage, you can grind another win, put him on his back, put him on back, put him back until he wear him down. Striking doesn't really flow no more because his hands are heavy. Lactic acid build up. Then you just get tired. Once you're getting taken down, you're getting up, taken down, it gasses you out. And Armen can do that all 3 rounds easily. So I'm going Armen for the win here, but it's not a confident pick because Joel can throw up a submission. Alright? I'm going to say Armen by decision. Next fight here, we have Priscila Cachoeira versus Yeon Kim. Priscila here is going to have the power advantage here. Slight power advantage. She's heavy-handed. She wants to strike, but can get taken down, right? And also can get submitted. She's not well-rounded, man, and not technical. So she kind of, when I see her fight, like I said, guys, I'm not here to disrespect any fight. I'm just speaking, my mind. I'll give you my opinion. I just feel like her skill set is not at that level. Even when she's throwing out punches, her chin is high, she's open. And a technical fighter with a jab, that's it. A technical fighter with a jab can pull off a win over Cachoeira, right? Her opponent here, Kim. Kim has potential, man. She has potential when she lets her hands go, though. If she continue to let her hands go and mixed up with the takedowns, she could win a lot of fights. She would look for takedowns, but she wants to strike, though. And I feel with Kim is a more well-rounded fighter here, and she's the more skilled fighter here, man. And she's gonna have the 7-inch of reach, man. So as long as Kim can keep this fight on the outside, this is jab. This is what I was talking about. As long as you have a jab, you can be Cachoeira. If she can keep the 7 inches on her and just fight behind the jab, bam, 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 and even once in a while look for takedown, she win this fight because Cachoeira is going to come in here and throw wild. She's going to headhunt, try to knock out Kim. Kim has never been finished, right? So, but Cachoeira has, I believe, by submission. I could be wrong about that. Let's check that. But I know Kim has never been finished. Kim is durable, and she has skills. She's a technical fighter. She got the movement and everything like that, but it's just she tends to like not throw enough, and it's not that she's tired, she just doesn't put out enough volume. So with Cachoeira, she's been submitted twice, right? And Kim has never been. I'm gonna go with Kim here, guys, but zero confidence in this one, 0-0, because if Cachoeira come in here and just start throwing punches and Kim is just doing the same thing and not really keeping the fight on the outside and make Cachoeira close the distance on her and pepper her up with shots and put her against the cage and she just stays there, she's going to lose the fight, and then Cachoeira might get a split decision or a decision. So zero confidence, but I have to go with Kim because Kim is a more technical fighter here, man. Kim has the skills. Kim is way more skilled than Cachoeira in my opinion. Fire fist. Okay, so I'm going with Kim. I could be wrong though. Next fight here, guys. We have Misha versus Turman. Misha versus Wellington Turman. Alright. Misha here is a pretty well-rounded guy, moved on to 185, but I don't like how he looks at 185. I don't like how the way he strikes at 185. He looks zapped. And he looks not that powerful at 185, right? Even with the takedowns, he's kind of like struggling to get the takedowns, right? He has 5-inch of reach over Turman and 3-inch of height, which is massive. But I don't like how he looks at 185, right? His opponent here, Turman, Turman is a well-rounded guy too, but he will drop the ball, right? I would say not the best fight IQ here, and he could break under pressure. What I saw from him from Samavi, even in the third round, he showed that if he comes out like that, like he did in the third round, and fight every fight like that, he will win. Right? If he comes in there and fight like he fight in the third round, because I believe he poked Samavi in the eye twice, and the referee took 2 points away, so he felt like he had to go in there and then finish the fight in the third. So if he comes in there and fight like that in the third round against Misha he got this fight in the first round. If he comes in there in the first round and fight Misha like he did in the third round with Samavi, he win the fight. I'm gonna go with Turman here. I feel Turman, he may can pull it off, man, but this is zero confidence. And Turman is a black belt too, BJJ black belt, so I mean he can get taken down though, but you know, he has takedown defense though. But let's see what happened. Wellington Turman here, guys. KO TKO first round. Not confident. Next fight here, guys. We got Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green. Short notice fight. Bobby Green just came off a fight last week. He just fought last week against Nazareth, right? So it was a pretty good performance by Bobby Green. He looked real good in that fight. Movement, his shell defense, his jab, his technique looked very well good, right? Islam Makhachev, on the other hand, was supposed to fight Darus, but Darus got injured, right? So Green jumped in there, and he's headlining the main card, right? Islam is well-rounded though, man. And Islam is, in my opinion, is pretty similar to Khabib, man. He's very dominant, especially on the wrestling, on the ground, man. It's tough to beat this guy. Anybody can get defeated, and nobody's invincible. You know, he lost against Martinez here, got finished in the first round. So if Green can land a punch on him, man, believe me, if Green can connect to him, he could knock him out. Okay, so there's something to look at there, but Islam is so dominant, man. I mean, even though Green has a wrestling base and everything like that, well, Makhachev will get him down. And like I said, if Green connects, keep him on the outside and pepper him up, Green could win. Bobby Green here, short notice, like I said, has a wrestling base, good striking, has a shove defense. Bobby could win the fight if he can connect, like what Martinez did. He could get it, so I wouldn't, you know, count Bobby out, okay, because he could win. But I have to go with Islam, man. Islam is so dominant. The wrestling, man, his pressure, forward pressure, he shuts down your striking, man. He's going to take somebody with real good takedown defense. Bobby kind of have some decent takedown defense, but I believe Islam will get him down though, man. So I have to go with Islam here, guys. And I'm going to say Islam by decision, but I'm not confident because, like I said, Bobby can land that shot on him. It's lights out. Alright? And Bobby is quick too, and he can connect, and he has the striking to pull it off. And he has the wrestling to defend, but like I said, Islam possibly will get him down. Actually impossible. Islam will get him down. Alright, so Islam here, I would say go 5 round. I'll give Islam by decision. Alright? Let's take a look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. Let's refresh here. So what we're working with over here. Okay, so let's see here. Carlos, Hernandez, Victor. They got Carlos's favorite at 145. It's a close fight, though. I don't disagree with that. I say it's a good to even close fight. Because you can't count out Victor, because Victor's not, you know what I'm saying? He's striking. I feel like that Hernandez has a better striking, but then Victor is a kind of more elusive. He would throw more unorthodox techniques, right? But it's a close fight though, and I wouldn't. The odds are not bad, all right. So, but still be careful. Ramiz and Gillmore. Oh hell no, hell no. Ramiz at 380, 400. No way, dude. Forget about that. But I told you about Ramiz, he would drop the ball, and if he can't take the fight out of the first round, he loses, man. This is a fight where Michael, you know, he's not a bad striker, man, but he can get taken down. But if he can avoid the takedown from Ramiz, which Ramiz shows that he also can get taken down, and then if he goes for takedowns, sometimes he doesn't get it. So he's a guy that surprises you with a takedown. He has to surprise you with it. If you know it's coming, the person can defend it. That's what they say. Unexpected moves are hard to counter. So he unexpectedly take down the guys, then, right? The odds on this is jacked up. This should be an even fight, and be careful with this. I have Ramiz, but from seeing this, Gillmore has a great chance of winning. That's a good dog pick here, okay? Be careful. Alexandre Perez, Martinez, I disagree, because Perez is a very experienced guy. I like Martinez for the win here, but Perez is a very experienced guy. No, seeing this, Perez could get a win here, even by a decision. Be careful with this fight. I disagree with the odds. I have Martinez, but I disagree with the odds in here. I feel Martinez is way too high, because Perez is the guy has experience, man. And he's going to be the quicker guy here too. So be careful with this one, guys. Terrance and Ziam, I don't disagree. Even fight, no problem. Nunes and Pascual. Nunes being 210, 215 from our last performance against that Bay, which I feel Bay is a better fighter as far as striking goes. Bay and Pascual, I feel Bay is a better striker. And Pascual doesn't really go for takedowns like that. She struggles with takedowns. And I feel Bay is a more heavier, more technical striker. Really, I don't really disagree with the odds in here, man. But still, be careful, because it's both kind of, upcomers, man, So you don't want to like go in too deep on this one. So it's a fight where you could even fade. So, but I believe Nunes should win, but still be careful. Okay, Pascual was a short notice, like I mentioned, and actually. Ramiz is a short notice too for Gillmore. Okay. Ignacio and Rong. Ignacio 200. I disagree, because Zoo, I feel, is a more well-rounded guy here. Smaller cage. If he can get this fight to the ground consistently, he could win the fight by decision. Ignacio is a pretty tough dude. He bleeds a lot, but he's durable. So it's tough to finish him. Disagree on the odds in here. Should be a little bit closer. I actually would have this fight slight favorite for Ignacio, but close, because of the well-roundedness from Zoo. So I disagree with the odds, guys. Gregory Rodrigues and Armen. They got Gregory Rodrigues as favorite here. I like Armen for the win. He's an underdog. That's basically it. Can Gregory win? I said yes, he can. BJJ black belt. If he can get the takedowns and pull off a submission, then he win the fight. But I feel Arman is a more quicker guy, the more durable guy, and he's at American top team, and he's working his ground game, and his ground defense has been getting better. Gregory gasses out. He's a slower fighter, and he gets hurt in the feet, and he can get knocked out. So, and the cage is a smaller cage too, but that can favor the striker too, because you have nowhere to move. The same thing goes for Gregory. He can go for takedowns because Arman has nowhere to go. So let's see what happened here. And do I disagree with the odds? Slightly, just from what I see. I would put this fight as even, because Gregory could pull it off as well as Arman can. So it's even. So if Gregory can keep this fight where he wants to keep it without getting tired and gassing out, then he could win. But he usually needs to do that in the first round. So even fight for me, but I have Armen for the win. Kim and Priscila. Kim 162.50. In reality, I don't disagree with the odds in here, but then Kim will drop the ball. She will drop the ball. So this is an even fight, guys. That's it. Because if Cachoeira could come in here and throw overhands and land one punch, two punch, and just avoid getting taken down and avoid getting jabbed in her face too much, they may give it to Cachoeira, because she's maybe more aggressive and she more like heavy-handed, and they like fighters like that, right? They may think Kim is kind of boring. You understand what I'm saying? It's all in the judging, man. So when you see stuff like this, look at Cachoeira. She's not the most technical, but if it goes judging, which it may go judges are going to give it to Cachoeira, because she's the more wild, crazy, overhand kind of fighter, right? Crazy in the sense of she's going to give it all she got. She just don't care about anything, right? She don't care if she break her hand, whatever. You just go straight forward. So be careful with this one. I can see Cachoeira getting a win here. There's a lot of underdogs I see here, guys. Misha and Turman. Misha 135, close to even fight. I have Turman winning it, but again, to me, it's an even fight. So be careful with this one, guys. An even fight. That's it. So I feel even Misha is a little bit slightly too high. Drop it on 185. Doesn't look too good to me at 185. I'm liking Turman, but it's an even fight. Makhachev, negative 800. Of course, the guy is similar to Khabib. Nobody is like Khabib. Everybody is their own person, but to give an example what the guy may look like, he's similar to Khabib, right? So 800, 900, short notice for Bobby Green. Actually, I don't disagree, but there's still a puncher's chance by Green, though. Believe me. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are. If the guy got skills, can move, he got the jab, and they put him in the spot, at short notice to fight you, he has a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? If he put him in the spot to fight you, then he has a chance. All these guys will have a chance to win. It's all dependent on the game planning that they come in there with and how prepared they are, right? That's about it, guys. That's my odds breakdown there. Fights I'll be careful with is Misha Thurman, Kim and Cachoeira for sure. Arman and Gregory, man, Zoo, Ignacio, man, a lot of these fights are a lot of short notice here. I believe Nunes beat Pascual. I feel she can beat her, man. Ziam and McKinney, Pérez and Martinez, Gillmore and Ramiz. Man, there's a lot of fights here, man, that I just don't. I disagree with the odds in it, man. Just be honest with you guys. I can see it going the other way. So be very, very careful with this card, okay? That's about it, guys. One love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking. I appreciate the love. I appreciate all of the subscription, all the donation, guys. And one love out to everybody. And us.